Hello, everybody, and welcome to Vaidya's Chess Hub. And today we are going to play 15 plus 10 rated game on chess. I hope you all are safe in your houses. Stay home, stay safe, stay fit. Very important. And we have now decided to conduct this session online. In fact, I have already on WhatsApp shared with you how we are going to conduct our coaching. So please ensure that everybody is present for their respective sessions. Wednesday will be a session for all. Everybody will enjoy the game that I'm going to play. We are going to take it very slowly, learn how to use the time. Don't rush into the moves. Play slowly, plan it out, and enjoy. Okay. I welcome all those who are here. Let us straight head to Chess, and I will now get a 15 plus 10 game. By the way, Chess has changed the time control a little bit. 15 plus 10 is the latest addition. This that you see on the screen, I just won a game against 2001 rated player. It was 0 plus 1. That was the time control. Let me get another game for us. So here we go. Now in the quick pairing, you will see here that now it is 15 plus 10, then it's 30 minute plus 0, and now 30 minute plus 20-second increment. So 15 plus 10 instead of 15-15, which used to be a classical time control, if you remember. I am sure you remember that we used to play 15 plus 15, and that used to be a classical time control. Now what they have done, if you look at Chess now, what they have done is that they have made it 15 plus 10, and that they have included under the section rapid. So I'm going to play a rapid game. Let us see how that goes, and if necessary, next time onwards I'll play this 30 plus 0 game, half an hour, so the game will last 1 full hour. Well, that is definitely going to test patience. 30 minutes plus 0, like half an hour for us, half an hour for the opponent. That is really how much of patience you need to show. So let me start with the game. And hello Tapan. Tapan has just joined us. Welcome. So 15 plus 10. I repeat that if we don't think that 15 plus 10 time control is enough, then we will go for 30 plus 0 next time. But let us see how this one goes. I have never played a 15 plus 10 game. So my classical rating will not be counted here. My rapid rating will come into picture, because 15 plus 10 is rapid, remember? The computer is searching for the opponent. We will wait for some time. This is a new time control, so we will wait for some time for the game to start. Meanwhile, let me come on cam to, or rather I am on cam, so I might not go on full camera view, but let me ask people, urge students to play games online on Chess on the days allotted, because that will help me to analyze your games. So take it very seriously, guys. Just because you're at home, you don't take it for granted. Play properly, and that is why I'm playing such games, just to show you how the time is to be utilized. And at the moment, 15 plus 10 search is really taking long. Maybe there are not enough players. So let me go ahead and go into the lobby to find out whether there are a lot of players or not. Well, this is 15 plus 10. So I wonder why we don't get the game, because there is a 15 plus 10 player. Let's go ahead and play with him, but I believe that our rating will be very high for this player. That is why I think that the pairing was not done. Let me show you what my profile is. So if you see, my rapid rating is 2111, 2111. That is what my rating is. Let me just pull the screen for you so that you can see. There you go. So my rating, the rapid rating is 2111, and I have not played a lot of games, so there is a question mark. Now 15 plus 3 will be 15 plus 10 will be a rapid game, so that's why the rating was very low for that player to join. Let us try to find somebody else. Let's go to play. How about playing some other time control? This one is 8 plus 5. This one is 5 plus 15, the reverse. 5 plus 8. 5 plus 8 seems okay, but it's not as slow as we would have liked. 10 plus 11. Sounds good. 10 plus 11. 15 plus 15. There you go. 15 plus 15. I'm going to play this. So let me adjust the screen for you guys. 15 plus 15. That's what it is. And we have made our first move. So it's going to be a French defense. And because our opponent has not played for the center, I am going to play for the center. This is not what is normal French defense. So this has turned into a Sicilian defense game with me playing the Smith Mora. And now I'm going to push the pawn and I'm going to make a pre-move here. So if this pawn takes my pawn, I'm going to play e takes d5. But he has not done that. I think now it is great time for us to exchange this light color bishop if he puts it there, because his dark color bishop has very little scope. I like doing that. Should take with the queen. I think that's the main line, or maybe with the knight, because knight has no c6, but he's gone for the main line. I think now knight f3 looks just natural. So guys, 15 plus 15 game is not that 15 plus 15 is not in existence anymore. You can make the control 15 plus 15 and play a game if 15 plus 10 is hard for you to find. Okay, so our opponent has taken the pawn, and I think we should also plant this pawn here nicely, taking the c6 square away from the knight. Now this e file is open. As quickly as possible, I like to place my rook. If he plays something like queen e7 check, I'm going to play bishop e3 and then castle. Let's play the bishop. I think now he's not threatening anything at all. Let us quickly go and castle. Okay, I will say this again, that you guys can create 15 plus 15 time control and then play a game. That is also perfectly okay. If 15 plus 10 is you find it difficult to get an opponent, like in my case it happened, but make sure whatever time control is comfortable with you is what you choose. And secondly, play a slow game. Use your time. Like at the moment I'm playing a game, but I'm playing an instructive game, so I'm talking to you, I'm sharing my views, and I have no rush. I am in no rush. I'm going to play slowly. So enjoy this. This is the thing to learn. Let's get back to the game at hand. So I'm going to castle as soon as possible. His king is in the center. Has to spend one more move at least, either way, not there. Either way to castle. So maybe because he has played knight to a6, maybe he wants to castle long and then maybe throw pawns at us. But I think that is not a great strategy. That is, I'm sure that is not a great strategy. His king will come in the already kind of vulnerable looking c file. So how to go about it now? First of all, I guess we can have a3 played in order to push the pawn to b4. So let us play a3. I mean, this stops knight b4, and if he does castle long, then eventually I'm going to play b4 to bust open his castling side, the queen side. This is really good. Hello to all those who have joined. Hello Avnish. Hello Sanchit. Hello Yogen. Hello Rudra. Thanks for joining in. It's a great thing to be together and studying chess. So our opponent has played b5 himself. Well, when your opponent plays moves such as c5 and then b5, castling long or castling queen side will really be, I don't know, it will be risky. But he wants to take that risk. The question now is, do I still go for b4 and allow a pawn sacrifice, or should I bother to play bishop d2 first and then go for the pawn push, or should I play with slight initiative by playing queen e2, attacking the pawn, followed by rook e1? There are a lot of options that we have. Also, knight c3 and then queen e2 will be a good idea to put the pawn under some serious pressure. And the more I talk about it, I like this move, knight c3. Let's go for it. So knight c3. The idea of knight c3 is quite simple to understand. I've attacked that pawn once, it's defended once. Later I want to play queen e2 and attack it more. Mind you, the pawn will be pinned with the queen on e2. If the pawn moves, I can take on a6. This is how you should play a cool and a slow game. Don't be in a rush. Try to calculate something. Try to see the threats. And very importantly, try to ask yourself one question after every move of your opponent. What does he want to do? You are making plans, but your opponent is also making plans. So it's very important, guys. So now he has gone back. So the intention is to attack the pawn, but it's already secured, and also to provide double support for this pawn. So a lot of things happen because of knight c7. By knight c7, he's attacking the pawn. He's defending the knight that was actually going to be hanging, and also he is providing double support now for this b5 pawn. Maybe he has anticipated my queen e2. Nonetheless, I can still go ahead and play that move. So now I'm attacking it twice, and now he could play knight f6, attacking this pawn 2 times while it's defended once. So later maybe we will play rook d1 or something like that. This is going to be a very interesting contest. No, he has not done that. So clearly he's not going long. I don't see any reason why now he should do that. So in fact, now I'm going to play rook e1, because then if he plays knight f6, it's not going to be great after castling. So I like what I see here. Maybe even this. Maybe I'll get my knight and connect the rooks. Seems perfectly okay and reasonable. He wants to push this. Don't see how that is going to help. So let us go for this bishop thing. This bishop is pinned, by the way. So there is no immediate bishop takes g5. Of course, if he plays the knight to f6, I'll take, and he has to take with the pawn. So our opponent will really find it difficult to castle on either side if that happens. He has castled long. Will you believe what just happened? This is really unbelievable. He did castle long. Now this pawn is hanging, and I actually do not mind giving up a pawn here. I'm so tempted to do that. So tempted to do that. I'm telling you. Even this pawn push looks great. But if I play b4, I'm sure to get an exchange. That's what I like doing here. I'm so tempted, I'm going to do that. I'm very tempted to do this. I'm giving up a pawn here, but the thought is to exploit the king's weakness. He has castled absolutely unbelievably. I had not thought of this. I'm sure you can sense that the king is vulnerable. And after pawn takes, now the rook will have a very active A file control. I like what I see here. So that's why he didn't take. That's why he pushed. But I think now he's into further trouble because after bishop takes, maybe I have a move like knight to d4 and then knight c6. Those moves are looking great indeed. Let me go ahead and bring my rook to e1 maybe. Now this is going to be an important move for us, guys. I sense that. I sense it is going to be an important move. Because the knight has a very good scope, but the knight is at the moment tied to the bishop support. So I want to play knight d4, knight c6, but this knight is defending this bishop on g5. Okay, and if I take the bishop now, maybe he will play the queen first, and maybe he wants to then go ahead and exchange and take the queens off the board. Well, that's not what you want at this stage. The other thing we could do is drop it back and then go for something like bishop b6 maybe. But that also looks fine. Yeah, that does look fine. This move does look fine, and now it allows me knight d4, knight c6. This pawn is very important for this knight to jump on this square c6. Looks good. Again, if you plan and play like this, doesn't matter what the result of the game is, but you will enjoy playing chess. It's very important. Now look at what he has done. He wants to go for this hanging knight, but I'm telling you it is not hanging. It's not hanging at all. I might go ahead and defend it this way. I might do that, or I might gain initiative by playing bishop to d4. Let's do that. Let's gain some initiative. So now if bishop takes, he will help my knight get to d4, and I anyway wanted to get on d4. Okay, so he's trying to gain a tempo on my queen here. I am not really worried about it because I have queen d3. Queen d3 does look good. I have this pawn covered, by the way. His development on the king side is really not good at all. I can now claim the file by rook f e1 as well if I want to, but I'm hoping that he will take the bishop and then help our knight get to d4 and then c6. Very juicy square for our knight c6. To be great if we can plant the knight on c6. Hello Namish. Namish maybe has just joined us. Now it is important to think and play. Namish, since you have joined, well, I thought I'll say this one more time. Keeping more time at hand and then losing is not the objective. Think and play properly. That is the objective. Use the time at hand. Let us find more about our opponent. Our opponent is 1791 rated and he has played 2000 classical games. Guys, look at this. 2421 games he's played. That is amazing. And oh, the king move now. What can be the logic for that? What is the logic behind that move? I cannot quite grasp that. Now if I play rook f e1, claiming the file, he doesn't have this because I'm going to go bishop takes anyway. So now we have to sort out something over here in this regard. This rook is really looking nasty here. This knight and the queen at the moment at least holding on somehow. So he just played this move to stop our idea of bishop b6. Remember, we always had that idea of playing bishop here, attacking the knight. So he played this king b7 move just to stop our bishop from coming here. So is that good? Can I not go for this and then a trade of bishops? I could certainly do that. In fact, I'm really tempted, but the only thing is a pawn falls here. Got to watch out what you're moving. If I do this, he takes with the knight and then he's double attacking the pawn. Well, then if I go here, I cannot plant my knight on c6 because we lose the pawn on d5, which is not what you want. So I am going to play proper theory here. So claim the file of the rook. Very interesting, this game. I'm sure you're just enjoying it as much as I am enjoying it. So the rook is claiming the file with the support of the other rook, and this is not good for black. How often do I keep telling you? Develop all your pieces. As usual, you will notice that we have less time than our opponent. So he has given us the file. Well, that is called conceding a file. We demanded the file and he has given us the file. He doesn't want to fight for that e file. Well, now I think very safely we can negotiate with the things on the king side. Now we can go for the move knight e4, except that again the same thing bothers me. Exchanging it will help his knight come out, which is not what we want. Maybe now there is a trick. Now that he has given us the claim on the e file, I suppose there is no problem now for us to play a move such as queen e4, because he cannot come back here, can he? Well, with the knight support he can, maybe just, he may just come there, yes. So can we double up the rooks? Is that an option? This is holding everything. Well, let us try to double up. Yeah, let us try to double up the things and let us see what happens on the e file. Hello Manas. So Manas is also with us. I hope all of you are registering the points that I'm saying of how to go about it. What should be your thinking process? What is it that we are looking for? I hope everybody can see the chess board properly and that my webcam image is not in the way. I hope. Hello Parth. And good that you're making notes of all the points that I'm saying. Until our opponent plays, important thing for the A batch guys. Tomorrow we have our lecture, is it not? The sequence that I gave you, I shared a sequence with you. I think tomorrow is the lecture. I think our opponent played a move. Let's go back. Yes, he did. So what is he up to now? He's played. Finally, that knight is out, and both the knights are attacking. Now I actually like this. You know why? Because now when I take with the bishop, suddenly the pawn will be defended also two times, once by the knight and then by the queen. So now it is actually more than actually very good sign for us. Yes, so let us take here. He has to now take with the g pawn, and now when I double up, I'm putting pressure on this knight. So this is immediate threat. He has to employ one of his rooks. I don't think he'll get this rook. I think he'll get this rook. That's only an assumption. Let us wait for what he wants, what our opponent wants to do. Let's find out. Getting really interesting this game. Fabulous. Also now this f6 pawn has become some weakness, some serious weakness. The pawn is in the same diagonal as the king, another point to note. And if not for this pawn, this is a very good fork in the absence of that pawn there. So now he wants to relocate that knight. It is good for us because now he has given us this square. Unbelievable. He's given us this, and maybe then he wants to go here and then challenge the queen. Well, that will still be fine as long as I get enough resources and have c6 under my control. I'm okay with that. I'm going to go queen f3 if he comes here, maybe. Maybe, I'm not sure. Maybe I'm saying. So that I'll keep holding the pawn 2 times. Because when he comes on f4, he's going to again double attack this pawn. I'm sure you understand how many possibilities go when you try to think. The board is slow because the board is in fact small in size because I have to show you the timing as well. It's very important you see the timing as well. That's why the board is of that size. Okay. Now our opponent here is having no clue as to why and how to stop this knight on c6. Long-term objective. Now in fact this is also attacked 3 times and defended 2 times. That's another problem he has. If the knight moves, we have immediate threat, rook of course to e7. Lot of threats. Let me use the red for that. This is the threat number 1. This is the threat number 2. And the other one I want is here, knight c6. All are very good moves for us. We are waiting for our opponent's response. Now notice how he has gone into his thinking mode. I like it. Now one thing you can notice until he makes his move is that look at the king's position. We always emphasize on maintaining your king position. But clearly of the 2 kings that you see, this is the black king on b7. There's no protection, no cover. And compare that with our king on g1. I have no doubt that you'll immediately spot the fortress, and now the king has gone back, but he has not dealt with any one threat. He has dealt with that b5 threat, because now if you see, let's count, we are attacking it 3 times and now he's defending it 3 times. So that's the one threat he has tackled. Unfortunately, that's the only one he has managed to counter, because he has done nothing about knight c6, and that is a main threat. I like it. And now notice our power on the e7 square. Amazing. Like this. And also now what has happened is I have cut off the connection of the queen with the b5 pawn. So in some cases now we can go ahead and challenge this b5 pawn a little more. It is well and truly in our capacity. Also now knight a7 check is open. If I am allowed, I would go queen through d4 and penetrate his territory. Queen e3 and also do that. E3 will also mean that we have e7 and e8. So this is how the planning process is. The win or loss is secondary, but then you have to plan and make your moves. That is what is very important. So now immediately what our opponent has done is challenged our queen and threatening to take on c6. That is a very a move that I should appreciate, because clearly, very clearly, what had happened was that I was going to take the rook. So now he's challenging that if you do that, I'm going to take your queen. But think for a minute now. If I take his rook, and if he continues with knight takes queen, well, I also can play knight takes queen. Well, then he can also play knight takes rook. Then I can play knight b6 check. Then he can play king b7. There are a lot of calculations going on here, guys. Lot of calculations. The main thing is, can I sacrifice this rook because I'm going to get the exchange anyway? Should I do that? I'm tempted to do that. Sometimes the value of the rook is less than the knight. This knight is really worth our time and energy. So we have to look into those things. Do I make this sacrifice? I'm so tempted to make that sacrifice, guys. I am. The point being that after he takes, I will have the rook back anyway. So let us see what to do. The immediate threat is that knight takes knight, pawn takes, and queen takes. That is immediate, of course. What if we play queen to d4? He takes, I take, and then queen here. Does that work? Can I first give a check? Is that okay? Because then we can again go here. All kind of possibilities, guys. If I go give a check, what does he do? This. Then maybe I save my queen and then protect. If I play this and he goes here, then again I can save my queen. It's going to be very interesting, this one. I'm tempted to give this knight check first, and then I will play queen d4 or maybe queen e3. I'm not sure what I will play. By doing this also, I've attacked it 3 times again. It's defending it 3 times, alright. I am really tempted to make this sacrifice, by the way. Really tempted. Chinmay is saying we should sacrifice our rock. Let me come on webcam for that. Chinmay, I should sacrifice my what? Rock? You mean rook, right? I will not sacrifice my rock. I will sacrifice my rook. That was nice. Chinmay is saying sacrifice my rock. So our opponent is now into some thinking about what to do. He's in check. Check comes first. So he has no time to capture my queen right now, at least. And if he plays king b7, I'm going to support it with queen d4 or maybe queen e3. We will find out what is better. And in emergency, I may just take his knight, because that knight is really centralized, looking good. I might just sacrifice my rook for activity. That is why you love this game. So many things to look forward in one move. It's about making a decision. And some people just play their moves recklessly. That is not how I play. Win or loss is secondary. Playing proper chess, playing good chess is important. Okay, I'll say this again. Playing good chess is important. Win loss happens at all levels, even grandmasters. Play good game with proper thought. That's what I want you to learn. Okay, enjoy this game. See what it has to offer. Offer so many things. Attack, counter attack, the defense, sacrificing material, gaining tempo, discovered attacks, forks, skewers, lot of things. And most importantly, it teaches you patience. I've seen so many students, they play recklessly, carelessly. Chess teaches you patience. It's supposed to. So care about what you plan. Show respect for your opponent's moves as well. And be humble and accept if your opponent has played a good move. Yeah, well, he has. That's also important thing to do in chess, because then it facilitates, it paves the way for further knowledge. If your opponent is playing well, you should go ahead and accept that he is playing well. Our opponent now is into 5-minute territory like us. So clearly he is now thinking about what is the best way to bail out of this check. It's a knight check, so there is no question of blocking it. There is no scope for him to take the knight right now. So obviously the forced moves are either king b7 or king d8. That is all that he has to think. Either king d8 or king b7, one of those moves. So we will see what he does. Finally a move. Okay, so king d8, and now I think this is a check. Again, it's a fork maybe, but he will go back. So we have a draw if we want. So he has. Okay, now here is a very good plan. Maybe we sacrifice and maybe then play knight here. Maybe I'm saying. I have no doubt that this rook sacrifice needs to be done. I'm happy. Sometimes really for activity you have to do the thing. It is risky, but I feel that the value of this knight on c6 will be more than just this rook on e2. So I have made a decision. I will sacrifice. Yes, there is an element of risk I have taken, no doubt. But it is based on the point that my knight is playing an important role on c6 and he has taken with the f pawn. Now of course I can take and have my exchange back. That is what I can do. And well, he has done that just to shut this particular file for our rook. Mind you, that is the logic. So now we can challenge this further because we have this check anytime. Maybe he will save the rook if we allow him to do that. So maybe check comes first. And this knight can stay. Not that I'm saying we have to take the rook immediately. Let's see what it does. Because now then I can play f4 and then I have rook e7, which looks promising and very strong indeed. I am in no rush at the moment, at least, to maybe not in immediate rush. Oh, maybe if I take this, one of the defenders will go and I will have two attackers and two defenders is what he will have. So that's not working immediately. Well, I have a sacrifice here. I suppose after if the knight wasn't here, knight takes, pawn takes and queen check. Knight takes, but otherwise it was going to be a very interesting continuation. So now if we want, we can go for this move, bring it back, again back, or maybe play f4, or maybe just take our exchange back. It is up to us. But we sacrificed the rook to plant our knight on c6. So maybe we can play queen to e3 and go for this. That seems very nice. It does seem very nice. Let's do that. Now I want to go with my queen here and go for a checkmate with the help of the knight's support. I don't want to immediately take the rook. Again, risk. If I wanted to, I'll come on camera to say that it is a risk. If we wanted, we could have taken the exchange back. I was getting the rook, but I'm interested in activity. So that is why I've chosen not to take the exchange back, for gaining some initiative. It is risky, but yes, there is an element of attack and fun. So let us go ahead and see how it unfolds. Our opponent is again into some thinking, wondering maybe why my opponent did not take the rook. So Chinmay will be interested to know that I've sacrificed my rock and I have not taken his rock. We'll come back to the doubt. Samartha said if black plays knight f4, then we'll talk about that. So now our opponent is also like us, down to 3 minutes now. So this is fun. From 15 minutes, we both are down to 3 minutes. How often does that happen in your game? I'm asking you. Let me come on camera to ask you this question. It's so bloody important. We played a 15 plus game. We both now are down to last 3 minutes. How often does that happen in your game? You play hammer and tongs, play the game very fast, and then you lose very fast. That's not chess. I am okay if you lose, but then put some thought into it like I have done. So let your time drop with your thought process, improving every game. That's what I want you to learn. I'm sure you understood the point, guys. So our opponent now has time lesser than us. Is that the first time it is happening? I wonder. I expected that move. I really expected that. Okay, so now what do we have? Maybe now is the right time for us maybe to go knight a5, harassing the rook. Is that a possibility? Yeah, that is a possibility. So I am now harassing the rook. Maybe the rook goes back and then I have queen a7. Whoa. So the knight is attacking the rook. If the rook drops back, which I'm hoping that it does, to save the rook, queen a7 and then knight c6 with the same threat, then it cannot play rook b7 at that time. So if he has to save the rook, he has to go back to b8. There is no other chance. No other chance, no other scope. So our opponent now is down to 1 minute and 55 odd seconds. Again, I am sure you're noticing such things. 1 minute and 50 seconds only remaining. You guys, when you lose your games, I've seen you have more time than 15 minutes initially allotted. That is why I'm doing these sessions. It is not about me showing you how to win or something like that. Well, yeah, one of the objectives is that, but then more importantly, how to manage your time. If you're playing a slow game, then you have to learn all these things. And as expected, the rook has dropped back, and so now I suppose I have this wonderful looking queen move. And let's calculate this a little. If I play this, then he can move his knight, and then maybe he will invite the exchange. That might be his plan. Might, I'm saying. But then I have got this check. All the possibilities here. All the possibilities. But I think that queen a7 is the move I want to play here. And now knight c6 is disaster. Mind you that he doesn't have rook a8 because of queen b7 check. Then king here, and then knight c6 check. So all this is done. If he plays rook a8, and there's queen b7 check. Then king d8, then knight c6 check. And now it's important again to note, he's down to 1 minute 5 seconds. Very soon, maybe under 1 minute. Yes, now he's under 1 minute. Did you enjoy this game, guys? Now, this game is especially for the guys who are addicted to super fast play. Very important, you don't play super fast. That doesn't serve you well, of course. Now, as expected, he wants the exchange of queens done. The question is, do we want that? Do we want that exchange? No, I don't think so. We have queen a6 check, and we control b7. That's going to be the best part here. We of course don't want the exchange. We have made an exchange sacrifice for that. So of course queen a6 check, and after king d8 I have knight c6 check. Also, because of the knight move that he made, he is not attacking my pawn anymore. So all of a sudden you will find that our knight is free to jump places. So this knight has become free to move because this knight was actually attacking our pawn. So now he is saying, I'm willing to offer this rook, the exchange, back to us. He's saying, if you want the exchange, well, take it back. That's what he's saying. Question is, do we want that back? Do we want the exchange? So knight takes, he will have to take with the queen. No doubt about that. Or maybe we can even become more aggressive by playing this move here. Yeah, this looks better. I don't want to take the rook. That is the whole point. I don't want to take the rook. Knight c6. That will cut off again the connection of the queen, and then again go for this knight. Maybe, I'm saying. Will that work? And the time pressure. Okay. The rook is pinned, mind you. So he doesn't have rook a7. The rook is pinned. The rook is pinned, and now I am threatening knight takes b5 here. The knight is in a very bad position to challenge our knight. The second square in diagonal is bad. What a thrilling finish. Thank you so much, Tanishq. And Tanishq, you also should, play such and incorporate such things in your games. Because at times I've seen you also play very, very rashly. At times. So now he is back onto c7, challenging our queen. We have a check again if we want to give a check. We cannot go queen a8 check. Don't be so rash about it. Knight takes. Very important. So do we want to play this knight check and drop the queen after king goes to d8? Because then the knight will be pinned. I like what I see here. What if I play queen a5 here? I will do that because he doesn't have rook a7, knight will take. And I'm still threatening knight takes b5. We both are down to some seconds, guys. This is chess at its best. We know both. I respect my opponent here. I am going to say that. I respect my opponent here. He has gone down fighting, guys. He's gone down fighting. We both understood the importance of thinking and playing chess. I really appreciate this opponent. And now look at that. Now he wants to fight. He really wants to fight. Awesome display, but I think what he has missed is a simple knight fork, after which he will resign. I've just got a simple knight fork and I'm going to win his queen. So this is how you play. I have respect. He's gone down fighting my opponent. So that is how you earn respect in chess. Winning is not the ultimate thing. He has resigned. See, look at the anticipation now. I'll come on camera to tell you this. Look at the anticipation. Did I not tell you that he will resign after this? Because it is clear that he is losing the queen now. But our opponent has earned our respect. We won the game, accepted. But our opponent went down fighting. How we both understood how to plan it. We were both down to some seconds. And then finally I got that knight fork because he was really being, pressurized. Another important thing. In fact, there are two important things now I will analyze. I'm sure you're enjoying this demonstration. Two more things that before we stop. No doubt this session has been wonderful. First thing, guys, is I'm going to take you to the screen. First thing is the king's safety. I did point this earlier. Look at our king. Let us go back to the board. Look at our king, super safe on g1, and look at his king. It was always in the open. There was no pawn cover. His king was all exposed. First of all, he castled on the queen side when we were least expecting that, but he did that. That's point number one, king's safety. How safe is our king on g1? Tell me. The second thing that you should notice is participation of all the pieces. I always say chess pieces are like different musical instruments in an orchestra. You cannot have a song by just one musical instrument. There should be cohesiveness and then you win. So what I mean is that look at our pieces. All took part in the game, but now notice our opponent's rook on h8 here. What is that rook doing? Never came into the game at all. That is what happens. So I'm sure you've enjoyed this session, and as much as I have enjoyed presenting it to you, let me know in the chat. This is how you should also play 15 plus 10 or maybe 15 plus 15 games. All the best. We will see each other tomorrow, but it is a training session for A batch, guys. Okay, follow the scheduling on WhatsApp. Thank you so much for joining in. Take care. Stay home, stay safe, stay fit. Thank you for joining.